Depression is a horrible illness. It brings on physical pain as well as emotional. Depression is not just being really sad, it's a medical condition that is out of the sufferer's control. Many times, it comes without a trigger. Anyone that suffers from bipolar or manic depression deals with it regularly, regardless of their happenstance or current situation. It can be brought on by a trigger or without one. Most times, we associate trauma with depression, but this is not always the case. Often, it's the loss of a loved one or a change of circumstances that can trigger true depression. Unfortunately, it can be hard to get proper help. Many loved ones will blame you for being depressed. This is especially true if they have never experienced depression. Some people can be depressed and still function normally. Some people can be depressed and not be able to do any of their normal life and work activities. No matter where you are on the scale of depression, many times there is hope. Your first step is talking to a loved one. Let them know you're on the path of depression and you need help navigating the bumps. Sometimes the release of dopamine associated with a good conversation with a loved one can combat the depression, even if just for a little while. Next, talk to your doctor and see if they think therapy or medication sounds best for you. If you disagree, you can always get a second opinion. It can take a long time in some areas to get from admitting you need help to actually seeing a proper psychiatrist. And once you begin to take medication for depression, you should know they can take 4 to 6 weeks to work, and they may have an adverse effects, making you feel worse. Medication is best for long-term and chronic episodes of depression. You may need to try a few types to find the best for you. When it's brought on by happenstance, can usually be dealt with prior to the medication stage, but that shouldn't make you feel like your depression isn't valid. Depression can be identified with certain symptoms. Mainly, you can't shift the hopelessness or sadness. You lose interest in things you usually find joy in. This can be relationships to hobbies. You may see a change in your sleeping and or eating habits. Every person will exhibit differently, even with the same mental illness. If someone is not acting how you acted when you were depressed, or how you read depressed people act, that means nothing. The depression is just as real. It can help to talk to other people dealing with depression. We have a bipolar chat group, and we don't limit our group to just people with bipolar. Depression is a regular part of bipolar, and most of us experience it several times a year and have to live around it. We're a perfect group to listen and advise on this illness. The best thing you can do for your medical professionals is keep a journal of your feelings/moods. The more information they have, the better.
Did I say subscribe? I can't remember if I said subscribe. You should probably subscribe.